So I said a program is a collection of variables, functions, classes, and what is it? Objects. Now, modular programming allows using the content of one module inside another module. So I said software is a collection of modules or programs. So modular programming allows dividing content of application into number of programs. So every module is saved with the extension .py, right? So I said what is the advantage of it? And there are two types of modules. There are these modules. So these modules are two types. One is a predefined modules and user defined. The existing modules are the modules provided by Python or third-party vendors are called as a predefined modules. And these modules also called as which one? Libraries. Example is like math, calendar, OS, date time, and one more is a sys. So there is a user-defined modules. Now these are application-specific modules. The modules developed by programmer are called user-defined modules. Example is like accounts, transactions, reports. All this comes under which modules here? User-defined. And again, user-defined modules are two types. One is non-executable module and one more is executable. So non-executable module doesn't have executable statements. This module or program cannot execute it, but this module content can be used inside what? Another module. So there is executable module is having executable statements. This module cannot run or execute, can be run executed. So you can see this is a test180.py is a module name. And this module, inside this module, I write how many functions here? 3 functions. Function 1, function 2, and function 3. And you are trying to call this function 1, function 2, function 3 inside another module by saying test180.function1, test180.function2, test180. Function 3. So math is a predefined module and test180 is what? User defined module. So how can I use the content of one module inside another module? You can use the content of one module inside another module using import statement. Okay, using which statement? Import statement. Okay. So you can use the content of one module inside another module by using which statement here? Import statement. So there is one statement, import statement or keyword. So import statement or keyword. So the content of one module, can be used. Okay, the content of one module can be used inside. Content of one module can be used inside another module using. Okay, the content of one module can be used inside another module using which keyword? Import keyword. Import keyword or import statement. So how can I use the content of one module inside another module? How can I use the content of one module inside another module? So that is done by using one keyword or one statement. And what is that statement you are using? Import. Okay. So what is the syntax of this import here? So there are multiple syntaxes are there. Import module name. Syntax 2 is there. And import module name. Import module name dot identifier name. Okay. So there is a syntax 3. So from module name import, from module name import star. So there is a syntax 4. From module name import identifier identifier list. So there is a syntax 5. So import module name as alias name. Import module name as alias name. And there is a syntax 6 from module name. From module name import identifier as which name alias name. So these are various syntaxes. So these are various syntaxes for importing one module inside what another module. So these are various syntaxes importing one module inside another module. Importing is not including. Importing is not including. Importing is verifying. Okay. Verifying the given module and identifiers of that module exist or not. Loading of functions, loading of identifiers are done during runtime. Okay, during which one here? Runtime. Loading of the things are done at runtime. So importing is not including it. Importing is verifying whether given module is exist or not. Verifying it whether given module is exist or not. If the given module is exist, okay, so that module content is imported during runtime. So that module content is imported during which one? Runtime, right? So importing is not including. Importing is verifying the given module and identifiers of that module exist or not. Loading of identifiers are done during which one? Runtime. So what is the meaning of this? First is a syntax 1. If you see the syntax 1, so there is import and followed by module name. So this is a syntax 1 where you are saying import module name. So this is a syntax 1, import and followed by module name. So what this syntax will do is it will try to import the entire module. What this syntax will do is the syntax will import the entire module. Okay, what this syntax will do is the syntax will import the entire module. Okay. So this is for importing the entire module. So this syntax is this syntax allows to import. The syntax allows to import the entire module. So the syntax allows to import what? Entire module. So you're trying to import the entire module by using this syntax. So this syntax allows to import the entire module. Entire module you are importing it by using this particular syntax. Okay. Yes. What is the meaning of this is, for example, I try to just to see here. So in my application, suppose, so there is one function called which one here, login. So login, which receive the username and receive which one here, password. Receive the username and what is that? Password. Okay. And it is trying to store this username and password into one dictionary. So there is one dictionary called which one? Users. So there is one dictionary called users. And within this users, you are verifying, is it users of username, username in what is that? Users. If users of username double equal to which one? Password. Then what I'm saying is written true. Okay, else what I'm saying here is else written false. Else I'm saying written what is this? False. And else even I said written false. Means if username is not exists, it will written what? False. If password doesn't match, then also it written false. But where it is searching for this password inside which dictionary? Users dictionary. Okay. So there is a login. So there is a login and there is what here? Register. So sign up. Register is nothing but what here? Sign up. How you sign up? By giving username and password. Okay. So before sign up, you'll try to verify, is it this username is exist in users or not? If this username is exist in users, you are saying return which one? False. So that indicates that this user is already exists. Otherwise, I need to add it. I need to add it. So how can I add it? By using which one? Global. So global users. Now this global, how can you access? How can you do the changes in global variables? By using which keyword? Global keyword. So global users, and I'm saying user name. Global users, user name equal to which one here? Password. So after that, I'm returning on successful of this, I'm returning the value called which one? True. So what is the value I written here? True, right? When after adding this username and password into which dictionary? Users dictionary. After adding this username and password in which dictionary? Users dictionary. You are returning the value called which one? True. Okay. So this is a dictionary and there is a login and there is what? Register. Okay. Now I try to save this. This is one module. So this is one module here. This is one module. What is this module is? What is this module is? Authentication module. So what is the name of this module? Authentication module. Authentication dot which one? Py. In authentication, how many things are there here? Two things. One is login and one more is what? Register. So this module, okay, this module, this is one module, right? And this module functions, I want to use in another module. So this is another module. Okay, this is another module where I want to perform certain operations. So how can I use the functions of register authentication module? By using which statement? Import. Import which one? Authentication module. Import authentication module. So I try to import this authentication module in my application module. And then what I'm doing is, now this is a function main, and I'm trying to write while true. While true means this loop is how many times? Infinite times, right? So there is option one. Option one is for login or sign in, and second option is for sign up, which is nothing but register. And there is option three. Three is for what here? Exit. Okay. So I try to input the option. So I input. So input enter option. So enter option here. Input the option. If the option is one, if the option is one is for what? Login. But this login function returns which value? Boolean value. Okay. If login authentication dot login. So what is the name of the module? Authentication module. Authentication dot login. I call login function by sending how many values I have to send? Two values. One is username. You have to enter username. So for login, you have to enter username. Okay. And you have to enter which one here? Password. You have to enter how many values here? Two values. So that is username. And one more is what here? Password. Login by giving username, comma, password. Login by giving username and password. Okay, if this is valid, I'm displaying the message print. See here. So print username, welcome. Print username and what is that? Welcome. Else if else I should say invalid username or password. Invalid username or password. See here. Now, where is the logic of this? Where is the logic written for login? It is written in which module? Authentication module. If any changes in login logic, will you do changes in this application module? No. You do changes in which module here? Authentication module. So you don't do the changes here, but you try to do the changes in which module? Application module. Yes. Now again, I try to input. This is for registration. Input username. Input username. Okay, for registration, input username and input which one here? Password. Okay, input password. And then if authentication by sending username and password. So this authentication dot, what is that? Register. So what register function is returning? Register function is returning true or false. So after verifying, is it this username is already exists? It returns what? False. If it is not, it will try to add this username and password into what? Dictionary. After adding this username password into dictionary, it returns which value? True. So if it is a true, I should say, if true, I should say, registered successfully. User registered successfully. Otherwise, you need to display this user is already, this username is already exists. So this user is already exists. You can use another name. Else if option is 3. 3 is for what here? Break. Okay, break. Now 3 is for break. Now that is nothing but terminating or not. Yes. So else if option is 3, you are saying break. Else if option is 2, you are trying to input username and password. And then you are verifying it is authentication dot register username and password. So if it is authenticated, then you are saying user registered Otherwise, you're saying this username is already exists. If the option is one, you are trying to input username and password, and you are saying authentication.login by sending username and password. But where is a login function in which module? Authentication module. Where is login function? The login function is there in which module? Authentication module. And you imported here authentication module, and you are accessing function using which operator? Dot. Now dot is called as which operator? Member access. Dot is called as which operator? Member access. You are saying authentication dot. Which function are you calling? Login. Authentication dot. Which function are you calling? Login function you are calling. Okay. So now assume that this is my application module or test module. So where I'm saying test 182, right? Now once I run this, global users. So here already we use it, right? So we just declare this at the top. Here we have to declare it. After using this global, I should not say global. So for accessing or modifying, you have to declare globals first. Okay. So I cannot run this authentication function main. So is it main is called or not called? Not called. So I have to call the main. So once I call the main, how many options are there? 3 options. Login, register, and one more is what? Exit. So first one is login. Enter the username and enter which one? Password. Now you can see invalid username or password, because is it this user is registered or not uses or not registered? Not registered. Without registering, can you log in? No. Without registering, you cannot log in. Now, first what I have to do, I have to register it. Username NIT, password is NIT123. Is it user is registered or not? Yes. Now I'll try to log in by giving username NIT, NIT123. Now you can see NIT, welcome. Okay, now there is one more user. Now again, I register one more user. Username is Naresh and N123. And one is for what here? Login. So enter username Naresh and N123. Now Naresh what? Welcome. So again, I'll say one login. Username is NIT and NIT123. Now NIT is what here? Welcome. Because how many users I registered? 2 users. And this 2 users details get stored in which one? Dictionary. This 2 users details are stored in which one? Dictionary. Okay. So if I say 3 is for what here? Exit. But just try to understand, you are dividing your application logic. What you're doing, you're dividing your application logic. You're dividing your application logic into number of modules. This is called as which module? Authentication module. And this is your application module where you are using the functions of which module? Authentication module. So how can I use the content of one module inside another module using which statement? Import statement. How can I use the content of one program inside another program? Or how can I use the content of one module inside another module using which statement? Import statement. Using import statement. You are trying to use import statement here. Yes. So this is called as which one? Authentication. Authentication.py. So what is the module name here? Authentication. What is the name of the module? Authentication. And test 182. This is one more module here. So this is module name. Okay. Now here I'm copying these functions. Two functions are there. So this logic's already we have seen. Okay. This is one module. And this is a logic for using this importing and using the functionality of it. Importing and using functionality of it. So the syntax allows to import the entire module. But suppose, assume that I don't want to import the entire module. I want to import only specific functions of that module. Then what you do is you go for syntax 2. In syntax 2, you are writing module name dot, what name? Identifier name. Identifier name is, what is identifier here? Variables or functions or classes or objects. So here, this syntax, okay, this syntax allows to, so this syntax allow to import specific, okay, specific identifiers from module. So here identifiers are, identifiers are, so variables, functions, okay, classes, and what is that? Objects, anything, right? So here, but first syntax is importing the entire module. Okay, all the things I can use here, but I don't want to use all. Okay, I want to restrict to use only certain things from this particular module. Okay, so module name dot identifier name. For example, I'm writing one module. Okay, assume that this is one module, and inside this module I have a function one. I have a function one. Assume that name of this module is some module one. Okay, what is the name of this function module here? Module one. Any name you can give because module name is nothing but program name. Okay, now module name is nothing but program name. So module name is nothing but what name here? Program name. Okay, so print inside function one of module one. Inside function one of which one? Module one, right? So I write another function called function two. Print inside function two of module one. So how many functions are there in this module? Two functions are there. And I try to declare some variables like x equal to 100 and y equal to 200. These are called which variables? Global variable. X is a global variable and y is also what here? Global variable. So x is a global and y is also global. How many functions are there here? Two functions. One is a function one and one more is what? Function two. Okay. Now after this, I try to write another module. I'll try to write another module here. So this is one more module. Yes, this is one more module. And inside this module, I should be able to use only two things. One is function one and one more is a y. I should not allow to use more than one. Then I'll say import. What is my module name? Module one dot. Module one dot which one? Function one. Import module one dot. What is a variable? Y. So how many things I can access from this module? Only two. One is function 1 and one more is a y. But can I access the function 2 and x variable? No, because I import how many things from this module? Only 2. One is a function 1 and one more is what? Y. So if you want to access it, you just write here module 1 dot, you call the function 1. Okay. Then you print module 1 dot x. Print module 1 dot x. Assume that this is module 2. So within module 2, I try to import module 1. From module 1, what do you import? Function 1. From module 1, what do you import here? Y. So when I run this, what is it? Yes, what will happen if I write this? Now it is giving error, right? So import module 1 dot function 1. So it is saying module not found error. No module named. No module named module 1 dot function 1. So actually this syntax, okay. Actually this syntax is there, no, like module 1 dot function name. This is applicable. Forgot this. This is applicable only to which one here? Packages. Actually, package name dot module. So the syntax will remove this one. Okay, what you do is syntax 2 is there, no? Just remove this syntax 2. Okay, this is applicable to only packages. So 3, 4, and this one is what? 5. Because syntax 2 is only for packages but not for the modules. Okay. Only for packages. I should not write this here. No, I just change this syntax to here. So this program I'll use in some other way. Okay. But just try to understand syntax 2. I change the syntax 2 here. What is the syntax 2 now? From module name, import star. I change the syntax 2 here. What is the syntax 2? From module name. Syntax 2 is from module name, import star, because the previous syntax 2, actually it is applicable for packages. So previous one is applicable to what? Packages. Previous syntax is applicable to which one? Packages. Previous syntax is applicable to what? Packages. Syntax 2 is there from module name, import what is that here? Start. Yes, this syntax, import the entire module. The syntax import the entire module content as a part of which module? Current module. The syntax import the entire module, right? The syntax import the entire module as a part of entire module content as a part of which one? Current module. Right? So what is the meaning of this is? Just to try to understand this. Okay, assume that this is a module. One module is there called M1 is there. So what is the name of this module here? M1. So M1 is having one global variable, having a one global variable, and it is also having one function, right? Function 1 of M1. Okay, right now there are two things are there in this module. So one is a variable. Okay, one is a variable and other one is what here? Function. So two things are there here. One is a variable and one more is what here? Function. So the value of x is 100 and there is a function 1. Okay. Suppose I want to use the content of this module into one module called, I want to use the content of this module into one module called M2. I want to use the content of this module inside what here? M2. I want to use the content of this M1 inside what here? M2. So how can I use the content of M1 inside what? M2. Yes. How can I use? First syntax is there where I'll say import M1, and I can call. I can use the content of M1 by saying M1 dot. I should access the members of this M1 by using what name? Module name. So M1 dot, I should say function 1. M1 dot, I should say function 1, and M1 dot, I should say, what is this? X. So how you access the content of this M1 by using what name? M1, because you imported what here? Module. What you imported here? Module. So you have to access the content with what name? Module name. What you imported here? Module. You have to access the content with what name? Module name. Saying M1 dot function 1 print M1 dot what? X. So to avoid this module name, okay, to avoid this module name, you can use the other syntax here. So assume that this is m3.py. So instead m3.py, I want to use the extend function 1. I want to use the extend function 1 of M1 module. Then what will I do is, I'm writing here from M1 import, from M1 import, what is that? Star. So in this case, are you imported module or module content? Content. So here what you imported? Module. And here you imported what? Content. So because here when you say import M1, you have to access the content with what name? M1. Here you imported module name, but here you imported what? Content. Content means how can I use this content? I can use this content directly saying print what is that? X. Print X, and I can call directly which one? Function 1. I'm directly saying function 1 as well as what? X. Because here we import the module name and here we import what is that? Content. Not module. From M1, you are saying from M1, what you want to import? All. From M1, you want to import all. You want to import all. Now you are importing which one? All. Content of which one? M1. Then what you can access here? You can access directly which variable? X. You can access directly which one here? Function 1. But in this case, you imported what name? Module name. Then to access this, I should say module name dot. Module name dot. Which one here? Function name. And then you have to say print M1 dot, module name dot. What is a variable? X. So this is importing module and this is importing module content. Importing module and importing module content. Now this avoids using what name? Module name. But there is some problem with this. What is the problem is if any variable with X inside M3, then first priority is given to the local or not? Yes. Suppose there is another X variable here. Suppose there is another X variable here with some 500. If X variable is there here with 500, so first priority is given to which variable? Local. So will it get the x value of m1 or x value of local? X value of local. But in this case, you are accessing with what name? Module name. Then definitely you'll get the x value of which one? Module. Even though if there is a x here, if I'm saying x equal to 500, if I say print x means this will refer to which variable? Local variable. And this will refer to the variable of which one? M1. But here you are not accessing with the module name. So in that case, there might be, if you declare another variable with the same name, then you don't get the value of the module variable, but you'll get the value of which one? Local. So that depends on your application requirement. You'll try to do that. But just try to understand the difference between this both. So import M1 and from M1 import what? Star. Import M1 and from okay, from module name import star. From module name import star. Okay. Now if you see, this is one module here. Sorry. This is one module, which module 1 is having x value is 100, y value is 200, and function 1 and function 2. I want to use this content. I want to use this content into which module? Another module. Another module. I want to use this content in another module. So assume that this is another module where I'm saying from what is this? Module 1, import what is that? Star. From module 1, import star. Now this is a function main here. And then I'm saying module print. Print what is that? X value. And print what is that? Y value. And call the function 1 and function 2. But are you said module name dot x? No. Are you said module name dot x? No. Are you said module name dot y? No. You called directly function 1. You called directly function 1 and you called directly which one? Function 2. Called directly function 1 and called directly function 1 as well as what? Function 2. Okay, now assume that this is module 2. So once you run this module 2, what will happen? You can see 100, 200 inside function 1 of module 1 and inside function 2 of what? Module 1, right? So this is avoiding the use of what name? Module name. Avoiding use of module name. So that can be done by using which statement? From statement here. So module 1.py. So this is the name of the module or program. So there is a module 2.py and this is the name of the program or module. So this is module 1.py and this is a module 2.py, right? So this is in module 1. So this is a module 1 and this is what here? Module 2. So this is a module 1 and this is what here? Module 2. So there is one more syntax is there. The syntax 3 is, now you don't want to import the entire module. So there is a syntax tree is there. You don't want to import the entire module. So then you can go for syntax 3 here. So from module name, import. So here you can define identifiers list. Here you can define identifiers list. So you want to import what names? You want to import what names? You define that names. From module name, import the list of identifiers. From module name, import the list of identifiers. From module name, import the list of identifiers. Okay, right? So this syntax allows to this syntax allow to use, or the syntax allows to import the specific identifiers list from the module as a part of which module? Current module. So this syntax allows to import the specific identifiers list from the module as a part of which module here? Current module. Now you don't want to import all the things. Okay. All means, for example, I'm developing one module. There is one module called math module. So which will find the power of a number. Return num to the power of p. There is a function called is even. So return number mod 2 double equal to what? 0. Is odd number. So return number mod 2 is not equal to 0. Okay. Now then, like this, I'm writing some mathematical functions. What this module is having all mathematical functions. What this is having all mathematical functions. All mathematical functions. I write a function called which one? Factorial. So this will find the factorial of what? Number. So if number equal to 0, then return what? 1. Else I'm saying return number into factorial number minus 1. This is called which one? Recursion. This is which one here? Recursion. This is called as which call? Recursive call, right? So how many functions have written? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 functions are there. Now even you can write number of functions. Now definition is prime. This will return true or false if the number is a prime number. So I just try to count it for I in range of 1 comma number plus 1. Okay. If number mod, you are dividing a number from 1 to that number. Okay, the count is incremented with 1. You are dividing a number from 1 to that number. If the number mod I equal to 0, count is incremented with 1 and return. If count is what here? 2. So return what? True. Else return which one? False. So assume that this is math module. Okay, math module or user defined mathematical module. UMath. I just write UMath module. UMath is user defined. So this module is having how many functions? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I want to find the power of a number, I call which function? Power function. If I want to find out whether input number is even or not, I call which function? Is even function. If I want to find out whether input number is odd or not, I call the function is odd. If I want to find the factorial of input number, I call which function? Factorial function. I want to find whether input number is a prime number or not. I call which function? Is prime function. Okay. So this is UMath module. And this module content I'm using in another module. Okay. So I want to use in my module, my application module. So how can I use it from user defined math module? Which functions you want to use it? If I say star, means I can use all. Star means what? I can use all. I don't want to use all. I want to use certain functions like is even. I want to use which one? Is even. I want to use is prime. I want to use is even and is prime. How many functions I can use? Only two functions. One is even and one more is prime. Then I want to know it. Like if is even of 4. Then I'll say it's a even. Okay, it is even else. Else I'll try to say not even, or I'm saying it as what? Odd. So I just call which function here? Is even function. In the same way, if is prime, if is prime, I try to send the value called 7. 7 is there, and then I'll say print. Okay, I'm saying it is a prime. Else I'll say not prime. Else print. What is this? Is it prime or not prime? Right. So, but how many functions I can call from this user-defined math module? Only two functions. Because I imported how many functions from that module? Two functions. So I can call how many functions from user-defined math module? Only two functions. But I cannot use any other function from this module. Not this module. Not equal to. This is not equal to, right? Not equal to. Okay, right now here you have to use not equal. I put double equal, right? So this is my module. Now in this module, now you can see even number, and this is which number? Prime number. So there is a even number and there is a prime number. Suppose I want to call another function. I want to find out the factorial. So some r equal to factorial. Can I call the factorial? Can I call the factorial function of user-defined mathematical module? No. Why? Because are you imported or not imported? Not imported. You imported only two functions. One is even and one more is a is prime. But are you imported factorial function of this user defined math module? No. If I'm calling this factorial function, what will happen? I just give the error name factorial is not defined. So if I want to access this, again I have to say which one, comma, I have to import which one? Factorial. So factorial, and you can print the factorial, you can print the factorial of this 5. So if you don't import it, you cannot use it, right? So this is restricting the content of the module by just giving, what is that, identifiers list. So identifiers are here, function names are not, yes. Here identifiers are nothing but function names. Here identifiers are nothing but function names, right? So user defined math module. So user defined math.py. This is user defined math.py. Now what is this now? Module name. And this is module 3.py. So what is the name of this module? Module 3. And what is the name of that module? User defined module. So in user defined math module, so from user defined math module, you are importing is even, is prime, and one more is a factorial. You are importing how many functions here? 3 functions. But user defined module, user defined math module is having how many functions? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 functions are there, but I can able to access how many functions here? 3 functions, right? So that is how you restrict it. So why you restrict it? Because there is some other names are already used in what same module. So in that case, you can use this syntax from module name import identifiers list. So there is a syntax 4 is there. There is one more syntax which is called as syntax 4. Syntax 4 is there is a syntax 4 is there. So the syntax 4 is there is a syntax 4 is there. So how can you perform this syntax 4 here? So what is this syntax 4 is? Syntax 4 is import module name as alias name. So importing module name with another name or alternative name. Okay. Importing module with another name. Importing the module with what? Another name. Alias means another name or alternative name. So this is useful if the module name is very big. If the module name is very big, then you try to give some alias and you try to start accessing with what name? Alias name. It's nothing but nickname, right? If the person name is very big, you just give the nickname like that. If the module name is very big, now you try to access with what name? Nickname. Nickname is nothing but alias name. Alias name. You're trying to use what here? Alias name. So import module name as an alias name. Okay, this is importing module with another name. Suppose assume that you have a module called you have assume that we'll take another module here. So there is another module here, and this is having only variables. X is 100, Y is 200, and there is a list contains some 300, okay, 400 and 500 like this. And there is a dictionary which is having 110, 220, 330, 440 and 550. So I've taken only variables. All these are variables or objects. Now, this is called as a global or not? Yes. This is also which one? Global. This is also global. This is also global. Okay, I'll write one function here. Function one of module 4. So assume that this is module 4. So what is this here? Module 4. So this module 4, this is a module 4, right? And this module 4 is having how many variables here? 2 variables. First variable is x, is value is what here? 100. Second variable is y, is value is what here? 200. And there is a list 1. Okay, list 1. And how many values are there in list 1? 3 values. So that is 300, 400 and what? 500. And there is a dictionary 1 having how many items? 5 items. 1 is a key and 10 is a value. 2 is a key and 20 is a value, like that. And there is a function 1. There's a function 1, right? Okay. Now this is one module and I want to use this content in my module. Then I'll say import. Which module I'm importing? Module 4 with another name. What is the name I've given is M4. So how can I access module 4 in my module M4? So what is the M4 here? Alias name. Okay. M4 is what name here? Alias name. If I want to refer module 4, in this module I refer with what name? M4. If I want to refer the module 4, I refer the module 4 with what name? M4. Because M4 is what name here? Alias name. M4 is what name here? Alias name. Now module 4 I say M4. M4 is nothing but alias name. And then I'm saying print. What I'm printing? M4 dot X. And print M4 dot Y. And print M4 dot, what is this? List 1. So print M4 dot dictionary 1. Okay, then M4 dot, I can call which one? Function 1. But are you access the content with module 4 or M4? M4. Because M4 is an alternative name or alias name. So in this module, you are accessing with M4. But actually original name of the module is module 4. Like if you are working with, data science, you will say import. Import numpy. Every time I'm not required to write numpy. Instead of saying numpy, I'll just use what? NP. In the same way, if I'm working with data science, I'll say import pandas as a PD. So I don't require to say pandas. I can just give the alias name as NP. I can give the alias name as what? PD, like that. Okay. So this is a module 5. So I just try to execute this. Now you can see 100, 200. This is a content of the list 1. And this is a content of what here? Dictionary. And this is a function 1 of module 4. So this is a module 4. And this one is what here? Module 5. So there is a module 4. So globals can be used outside the module. And inside the module 5, I am using the content of Instead module 5, I am using the content of what? Module 4. Instead module 5, I am using the content of module 4. Okay, now this is a syntax 4. And there is one more syntax called syntax 5. So from module name, this is to avoid the ambiguity. From module name, import identifier name as what here? Alias name. Identifier name as what name here? Alias name. Now this syntax is accessing identifiers with alias name. We access module name with what? Alias name. But we are accessing identifiers, means functions with other name. Variables with what? Other name. Why? If there is another variable with the same name in current module, access module identifiers with what? Alternative names to overcome which one? Ambiguity. To overcome which one? Duplication. To overcome the duplication or to overcome the ambiguity, you try to access the variable names or function names with what? Another name. Suppose in current module there is variable with the same name. If there is a variable with the same name, then first priority is given to current module. Okay, but I want to access that module function as well as current module function. So other module function you import with what name? Alias name. Import with alias name or what? Alternative name. So to overcome this duplication or ambiguity, you will try to use alias here. So this identifiers you will try to import with what name? Alias name. So what is the meaning of this is? For example, I try to declare. Again, simple examples I am writing. So x is 100 and y is a 200. And there is a function 1, okay. So function 1 is there. And inside function 1 of some module 6. Inside function 1 of module 6. Okay. I take another function called function 2. And inside function 2 of module 6. So inside module 1, now what is this module? Module 6. So in module 6, how many variables are there? 2 variables. Is it these 2 variables are global or not? Yes. So these variables are global and these functions also global. Okay. Then I'm writing another module here. So this is one more module where I'm saying from module 6. From module 6 import x. Okay, from module 6 import which one? X. From module 6. From module 6. From module 6 import which one? Function 1. Okay, assume that. Okay, assume that inside this module there is a function 1. So function 1 of which module? Current module. This is a function 1 of current module and there is a variable x and the value of x is some 99. What is the value of x here? 99. Okay. Now, if I'm writing print x, so first priority is given to the local. Is it any variable called x in main? No. Next priority is given to the global. Is it x is there or not? Yes. So will you access is it access the x value of module 6 or current module? Current module. Current module. Even if I'm writing function 1, will it access the function 1 of current module or function 1 of module 6? Current module. But if I'm writing printer, if I'm writing, yes. Okay. So I want to call the x of which one? Module 6. Then I'll try to access this by using capital X. By using capital X. And I'm trying to access this by using capital function 1. Capital function 1. Okay. Or you can give anything, any name. K. Okay. K. And I can write. So what I can write? Some other name I can give. F1. What is the alias name here? F1. Function 1 is accessed with what name? F1. X is accessed with what name? K. If I'm trying to say print K, this K is belongs to X variable of which module? Module 6. F1 is belongs to which one? Function 1. But F1, whenever I say F1, Will it call the function one of module 6 or not? Yes. It will call the function one of which one? Module 6. Whenever I say k, it will call the x variable of which one? Module 6. But when I'm writing x, it is referring to which module? Current module. If I'm writing function 1, it is referring to which module? Current module. So first priority is given to the current module. So once I run this, now you can see 99 and function 1 of current module and 100 and inside function 1 of module 6. Inside function 1 of module 6. This syntax is yours. Import the content of other modules with what name? Alias name. Okay, import. The syntax is used to import the content of other module with what name? Alias name. Import the content of other module with the alias name. So this is a module 6. So this is a module name here. And module 7 is also, this is also which name here? Module name. Okay, right? So this is how you are trying to use the content of one module inside another module. So this is a real-time usage of it, like where it is, because your project may have so many functions, and you try to divide all those functions into number of programs, and each program is called as one module. And you try to use the content of one module. Okay, you try to use the content of one module inside another module by using which statement? Import statement, or you are using import statement, or you are using import keyword. Okay. Next thing is, so all these modules, suppose assume that my module is not there in the same location. Assume that my module is not there in the same location. My module is there in some other location. So modules may not be there in the same location, right? Suppose I write one program or module. I write one program or module which is having some functions. Like there is one function called function 1, function 1 of module 8. Okay, but where I'm saving this module is, I'm saving this module in some other location, like it is there in E drive. Where I'm saving this module in E drive. So what is the name of this? Module 8. So where is module 8 in E drive? It's not there. Module 8 is there in E drive. Now, if I'm saying import, I'm saying import module 8. Import module 8, and I'm trying to say module 8 dot, which function I'm calling? Function 1. Okay. But this module, now my module is there in, which drive? F drive. In F drive Python 9 AM. It is there in F drive Python 9 AM. Okay, now. So where is this module? This module is there in which drive? This module is there in which drive? E drive. This module is there in E drive, and this module is there in which drive? F drive. F Python 9am module 9.py. So in this module, in this module, I'm importing which module? Module 8. In this module, I'm importing which module? Module 8. So where it will search for this module 8? First, it will search for module 8 in the current directory, current working directory. It will search for this module 8 where in the current working directory. What is the current working directory? F:python 9am. F:python 9am. Is it module 8? Is it there in F:python 9am? No. It is there in which drive? E drive. So what will happen if I run this? If I run this, it is given immediately. What is that? Error saying that no module named found. No module named module 8. But is it module 8 is there or not there? There. Module 8 is there, but it is there in some other. It is there, but it is there in some other location. Then I should tell the Python, this module is there in this location or not. Yes. Then what I have to do? I have to define the module path. I have to define the path or not? Yes. I have to define the path. I have to define the path. Before importing, I have to define the module path. Before importing, I have to define what? Module path. Getting on that. So how can I add that module path? So for that, sys module is there. Sys is having sys dot. What is this here? Path. Sys dot path is there. What is this sys dot path? Just here. Path is a variable. Path entry finder. The path based finder loading Python, responsible for finding and loading what? Python modules and packages whose location is specified with the string path entry. Okay, string path entry. Now sys dot path is there. What is the name of this variable? Sys dot path. Sys dot path. Sys dot path. What is a sys dot path? It is a list of strings that specify the search path for which one? Modules. Now, if you want to know that sys dot path, what I'm saying is, I just import sys module. I just import sys module and I'll say sys dot path. So this is a complete path. Okay, so many paths are there here, but is it any path that refers to E drive? Is it any path related with E drive? No. Then what will I do? I'll just write. I just write in my program. What I import here? Sys and sys dot path dot. Sys dot path dot which one? Append. Because path is one list. What is a path here? List. To this list, I'm adding one more path. What is that path I'm adding? E:\\. I added one more path. What is that path I added? E:\\. So if you want to add more than one path, use extend. Use what here? Extend and add more than one path. But here I try to add how many paths? Only one path. Okay. So once I say run this module, now you can see function 1 of module 8. But if I don't write this, if I run this, immediately it is given no module named found module 8. But module 8 is there or not there? There. But it is there in which location? E drive. Then I have to define the location where this module is there or not. Yes. So it means there is no rule like everything should be there in one location only. Some programs will be in one location and your program is in one location. You want to import the modules in some other location into what? This location. Then you have to set the path. So how can you set the path? By using which module? Sys module and sys dot path. Path is what here? List. And within this list, you are adding one path. And what is that path you added here? E:\\, and \. Okay, you are trying to add one path, right? E:\\. So it will search in a complete path list. If the path list is not defined, then it will give error, right? So that is module name not found. So this is how to access modules, how to access modules saved in other locations into current module. How to access modules saved inside other locations into current module. Okay, so first, what do you do? It create a module. What is a module I created? Module 8.py and save this module in some location. But in my system, I saved in which location? E drive. Okay, and create another module. Create a module 9.py and save in which location? Some current working directory, or in my system I saved in what? Python 9am, right? So this is a module 8. So this is a module 8 which is there in which location? E location. This is a module 8 which is there in E location, and this is a module 9 which is there in F location of Python 9am. So sys is a predefined module. Sys is nothing but runtime system. Who's called as a runtime system of Python virtual machine. If you want to change the functionality or invoke the functions of Python virtual machine, you'll use which module? Sys module. Now sys is a predefined module, and this module provides which variable? Path variable. So this variable is of type list. So this variable is used by Python virtual machine for searching what? Modules and which one? Packages. This variable is used by Python virtual machine for searching modules and packages in a given path list. Okay. If it is found, then it will import. If it doesn't found, then it will display error, right? Okay. Now this is the modules saved inside other location. How can you access in the current location or in current module, right? Then all these modules you try to put inside one folder. And what is that folder? Generally you called it as what? Package. Okay, module is a program, and you put all these modules within one package. So package is just like grouping all the modules within one folder. But technical name of this folder is what? Package. Technical name of this folder is what here? Package. Okay. Technical name of this particular folder is a package. Just try to remember this. Okay. Yes. Fine. So we'll do one thing, like we'll see the packages in the next class, right? But there's no class tomorrow. Okay. So, so tomorrow is a holiday, right? There's no class tomorrow, but class is day after tomorrow, right? Tomorrow there's no class. Day after tomorrow you have a class. Right? Thank you. Professor.